0 wins, 9 losses. That isn't just a stat line, that's a psychological prison. Because no matter how confident you feel, no matter how well you're striking the ball in warm-ups, when you've lost 9 straight times to players from the same country, something creeps in. A thought you didn't invite. A whisper you didn't ask for. Here we go again. That's the real opponent Alex Eala is facing tonight. Not just Teresa Valentova, but the ghost of every Czech player she's ever lost to. And here's the cruel irony. On paper, this matchup shouldn't even be close. Alex is riding the wave of her life. Career high number 38. Fresh off one of the gutsiest comebacks the tour has seen all season. Battle-tested. Hardened. Proven under fire. She's stronger. She's faster. She's more experienced at this level. She's supposed to win. But curses don't care about logic. They feed on memory. They show up when you're serving at 4-3 and feel your arm tighten just a little. They creep in when you miss one routine forehand and suddenly remember the other 8 times. They grow louder when the crowd quiets and all you can hear is your own breathing. And that's what makes tonight so dangerous and so important. Because Teresa Valentova doesn't need to play perfect tennis. She just needs Alex to blink, to hesitate, to doubt, to carry the weight of those 9 losses onto the court with her. But here's the difference. This isn't the same Alex anymore. The old Alex might have looked at 0-4 in the 3rd set and thought, it's slipping. The old Alex might have tightened up on match point. The old Alex might have played not to lose instead of playing to win. That version of Alex Eala doesn't exist anymore. Abu Dhabi burned her down and rebuilt her. When she stared elimination in the face and didn't flinch, when she saved match point, dragged Sasnovich into deep water, and drowned her there, something changed. You could see it, not just in her shots, but in her posture, in her eyes. She learned something that night. Scoreboards lie. History doesn't decide matches. Nothing is over until she says it is. So yes, 0-9 is the wall. But walls are meant to be tested. And the thing about curses? They only exist until the moment they don't. Tonight in Doha isn't about rankings. It isn't about draws. It isn't even about moving on to the next round. It's about whether Alex Eala can walk onto court, look that Czech flag dead in the eye, and say, not tonight. Because if she breaks through, if she turns 0-9 into 1-9, it won't just be a win. It'll be a release. A reset. A statement to herself and the rest of the tour that there is no matchup she can't solve. And given what we've already seen from her this week, I'm not betting against the girl who stared match point down and smiled. History is standing in her way tonight. Let's see if Alex Eala knocks it down. Philippines she loses, the doubts get louder. The curse gets stronger. The whispers start. She can't handle the Czech style. Of course it's Valentova. Because the universe never just nudges, it shoves. Same opponent. Same country. Same ghosts. 4 months ago in Tokyo, that loss wasn't just a loss, it was a wipeout. 6-1, 6-2. No rhythm. No answers. Alex looked like she was hitting into a wind she couldn't see. Valentova dictated every rally, rushed her, broke her timing, and made her doubt shots she normally trusts. That match ended fast, but the scar stuck around. So when the draw came out, you couldn't write this any cleaner if you tried. The Czech curse doesn't just show up again. It shows up wearing the exact same face. A do-over. But here's the thing about do-overs. They only matter if the person taking them has changed. And Alex Eala has changed. Tokyo Alex was still learning how to carry herself when things went wrong. 1 bad point turned into 3. 1 break of serve felt like a verdict. Her body language gave away the story before the scoreboard did. She was playing with pressure instead of through it. Qatar Alex? She's battle-scarred. She knows what it feels like to be minutes from elimination. She knows what it costs to save match point. She knows how to stay upright when her legs are screaming and her lungs are burning. Abu Dhabi didn't just give her confidence, it gave her proof. Proof that panic doesn't win matches. Proof that belief can flip momentum. Proof that she can suffer and still come out standing. And that matters tonight. Because when Valentova inevitably lands a big return, when she strings together 2 games, When that old doubt tries to creep in, this Alex won't fold. She'll reset. She'll breathe. She'll compete. That ranking gap? That's not hype. That's earned. Those years at the Rafa Nadal Academy? That's not branding. That's foundation. Every lonely week on tour, every early flight, every loss that stung longer than it should have, it all leads here. You're right. This isn't just a first-round match. This is a line in the sand. If Alex Eala wins tonight, she doesn't just snap an 0-9 streak. She doesn't just get revenge for Tokyo. She doesn't just move on in Doha. She rewrites the narrative. She proves that the comeback in Abu Dhabi wasn't an outlier, it was a turning point. That the fragile version of her is officially gone. That when the universe tests her, she answers back. And if she can beat this Czech player, the one who last broke her, then every future matchup changes. The fear is gone. The weight lifts. The wall cracks. This is where players stop being talented. This is where they become real.
And tonight?
Alex Eala has a chance to close the loop.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's the knife edge. Because if she loses again, the story hardens. It calcifies. Every future Czech matchup stops being about tennis and starts being about survival. The scoreboard tightens. The swing shortens. The breath shortens. Pressure stops being external and becomes internal, the worst kind. The kind you carry onto the court with you. But if she wins, everything changes. Not incrementally. Violently. That 0-9 isn't a stat anymore. It's rubble. The anxiety spike disappears. The here we go again voice goes quiet. History loses its power. And that's why this match feels heavier than most first rounds ever should. You nailed the blueprint, honestly. That's exactly how champions flip narratives, not by playing safer, but by playing braver. First punch first isn't optional. It's survival. Alex cannot drift. She cannot probe. Valentova feeds on hesitation. The wide lefty serve sets the geometry. The early step inside the baseline sends the message, you're not bullying me tonight. Even if she misses early, that aggression plants a seed of doubt on the other side. Use the scars, absolutely. That Tokyo loss? That's fuel, not fear. The worst thing already happened, and she survived it. There's freedom in that. Play angry, yes, but not reckless. Focused anger. The kind that sharpens footwork, that keeps the head still on contact, that makes every recovery step violent and intentional. And the Sasnovich mindset, that's the real upgrade. Because this match will wobble. It always does. Valentova will catch fire. There will be a run where nothing sticks. And that's when old versions of Alex used to unravel. This one doesn't. This one knows what match point feels like. This one knows what 0-4 down feels like. This one knows panic and knows it's optional. She resets. She breathes. She reminds herself, I've been buried deeper than this and found daylight. And then, trust. Trust is everything at this level. Trust the legs. 3 hours?
Fine.
Trust the forehand under pressure. Trust the backhand when pace comes back fast. Trust that rank 38 doesn't lie. Because you don't fluke your way into the top 40. You earn it point by point, week by week, loss by loss. And you're right, as fans, this one hits different. We've ridden the roller coaster. The Junior US Open miracle. The lonely grind in qualifiers no one streams. The heartbreak losses that felt 1 point away from changing everything. Last week, we saw something shift. Not just belief, steel. That's why this match feels like the villain standing at the end of Act 2. Same face. Same threat. Final test before the leap. Beat her, and Alex Eala doesn't just move on in Doha. She steps into a new tier of herself. This isn't about Czech flags. It's about closing a chapter. And if she does, the tour won't just respect her game anymore. They'll respect her nerve. That's when players stop being dangerous. That's when they become feared. Man, that's beautiful. And real. You can feel the nerves in that prediction, the kind that only come from caring too much, the kind that twists your stomach because you've lived every point with her already. You're right about something crucial. 0-9 is ugly, but it's also fragile. Numbers only hold power until someone hits through them. And if there's one thing Alex has shown us lately, it's that she doesn't ask for permission to rewrite narratives. I love that you don't paint it as easy. That honesty matters. She probably does start tight. Anyone would. History is loud. The ghost taps you on the shoulder in the warm-up, in the coin toss, in that first ball toss. But this isn't the Alex who folds when things wobble. This is the Alex who leans into the discomfort and plays anyway. That lefty forehand you mentioned? That's the key. When that cross-court starts biting and pulling opponents off the court, matches tilt. Add the foot speed, the stubborn defense, the refusal to let a point die. Suddenly it's not about the opponent's passport anymore. It's about endurance. About who can suffer longer. And yeah, of course it goes 3. It always does. Because Alex doesn't do clean stories. She does earned ones. That late break you imagine? I can see it. A brutal rally. One more ball chased down. One line-kissing pass. Then that roar, not just celebration but release. Years of frustration leaving her body all at once. If it happens, it's not just a win. It's liberation. From then on, Czech players are just players. No asterisks. No ghosts. No math. And here's the part you maybe didn't say out loud, but it's there between every line. If she can beat this, there is nothing left that can scare her. That's why this moment feels like destiny, not hype. That's why we're nervous. That's why we're invested. Whatever happens, this is the version of Alex we've been waiting for. The one who stares straight at the wall instead of walking around it. And if she knocks it down tonight? Yeah. Freer. More dangerous. And just getting started. Let's see if the universe is finally ready to stop testing her. Philippines.